What did you do? Did you just go crazy?
Yes, I got a little mad. Yeah. My poor business partner.
Well, for my millions and billions of fans, can you please introduce yourself, sir?
We're in right now?
Oh, we're in there right now, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, everybody. This is Jeremy Pate. Papemadethis. Welcome to the joking.
A.K.A. Papemadethis. Okay, so I'm going to start off...
culture, yeah.
I'm going to start off first with...
with the cheers.
Oh, yeah, you're right. See... This guy's always teaching me good manners. Trying to he definitely can network better than me already. I want to start off by a quote that you have on your Instagram.
Okay. Okay, cool.
It's I am a creator made by the dopest creator.
Oh, yeah.
Now, is that your mom or God?
I would say God, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, my mom's pretty dope too, but...
Is that, and why is that significant enough to you to put on your, maybe I'm just a millennial and I think it's super important, but that's what people, this is your business, this is your Instagram, it's you, why is that important for you to put on there?
Man, that's a good question, because I'm pretty, flighty with my social media, or maybe not flighty, but just, in general, I just throw out a bunch of bullshit on my social media, but that one is actually indeed important for two reasons. One, I believe that, for me, the way that I film is, more documentarian style and more in the life type thing, and 9 times out of 10, I'm just trying to, chase creating something as dope as what life already is. You know what I mean? And so I think that's where that comes from.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, so let's start. I have to go back before we go forward, Gino.
I love it.
And can you tell my millions and billions of fans where you're from originally?
I'm from Toronto, from the 6.
He's from the 6. Yo. And how long were you there before you started venturing out?
Oh, I was there until middle school.
Okay.
Yep. And then my dad, he was an entrepreneur as well, or he is an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. And this particular endeavor that he started went a little south, and his business partner kind of emptied the account and dipped. And so we didn't. He made a pivot for his family. And, And he headed down to Colorado Springs to start some work. And my mom and me I've got 2 brothers, and so my mom and my brothers and I, we hopped in a little van and we just fucking. She made being homeless super fun. We just road tripped through America in this van and fucking got to see. I've been to, I probably think 45 states.
Holy shit.
Yeah, just seeing the shit and
nice
truck stops and Disney World and Grand Canyon and everything in between.
No, man, if I knew you were from Canada originally, I would have had a whole other page of questions and stuff like that. So you guys got in the van and you gived her, right? Give her? Is that what they say? When you hit the pedal metal, right? Is that right? So you went all around. Oh, man, I mean, I'm assuming traveling like that as a child had mostly or a big part of you being a creative yourself, being able to see all those things. Do you think it was maybe rough for you having to move so much? It's not every. It doesn't bother every kid.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's funny because I'm just exploring. I'm in my 30s now, and I'm exploring therapy and understanding how my childhood is affecting my current hood and my future hood.
Yeah.
And I think that
you're perfect right there too.
Okay, cool. I think for me, it was kind of. I mean, I don't want to overstate it because everyone's life is really fucking hard and super challenging. Sure. But as I'm digging deeper, it was fairly traumatic moving just because, even though Canada is, very similar to America, it's also very different. And it's, culturally, America is way different.
Yes, and for sure.
And then being dropped into, 7th grade where, you're just I'm weird and I got hair here, and every other kid in school is they all have their friends and everything.
Yeah.
And you're just like a weird foreign kid kind of, and you like don't know who you are. And,
but you're not like
challenging.
you're not like Brazilian foreign,
right? Totally.
So you still kind of talk the same. You're like something's different. You say your dad's from Brazil?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Damn. So what? You're a Brazilian. You're a Canadian Brazilian white guy.
Yeah, Canadian, Brazilian, Filipino, and like probably like a lot of like English.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
from Canada.
Just a pasty bitch.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. You're all mixed up, man.
Yeah.
So you know, and we can get off it, okay? Please.
No.
But like, so was it just being the new kid often, and not, you know, the difference between being a new kid from different parts of Canada, if you're like in Toronto and Ontario or wherever the other places are.
Sure.
From is it? Do you think it's a little more rough in comparison for someone like me if I was from Ohio and I was moving to Pittsburgh and then Colorado and then Texas? Do you think it was a little rougher?
Maybe by like only a little bit,
Yeah.
just because like just Canadian people in general are way more like docile and
Kinder.
agreeable. Yeah,
agreeable.
And
Yes.
just like I still remember like vividly like an altercation I had with a dude in my class, and I just remember thinking to myself like, I can't wrap my mind around why this is such a problem. And and I just remember him looking at me and be like, I'm going to beat your fucking ass at the end of school. And just being like, oh, bro. What
are you sure?
Yeah.
What'd I do?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah.
Did they get you, or did you whoop on them?
No, they got me.
They got you?
He was probably like 3 times my size. I like can't even imagine how that guy was like in middle school. Like still to this day, I'm like, I still think of him like he was like as big as my dad. I'm like, dude, who the fuck is this guy?
I remember there was a couple dudes in middle school had beards and shit. Only like 2.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, what the hell? What the fuck?
Yeah.
So you moved. So was there any place that you actually settled down to an extent, as far as adolescence, high school, that stuff, aged, young teenagers?
Well, I did Colorado Springs. I did for 6 years.
6 years. So
Yep.
you moved around, and then you hit Colorado Springs, and that's where you guys were like, okay,
this is it.
Let's just chill out for a second.
Relax. Yeah. Relax. Okay. Yeah. Did Springs for 6 years, and I hated it there. So then as soon as I turned 18, I moved to LA and did 2 years there. And then moved to Denver after that.
How was it in LA for you?
I had a blast. I had a ton of fun. But just culturally, my values didn't align with the values in California.
Yeah. It seems very vanity driven.
Totally.
The only buddies of mine who stay there are those types of friends that I have that are really into like money and trophy wives, like shit cool like pants. Cars.
Yeah, for
you know, those are the guys that stay out there.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah. I needed like a little bit more wilderness. You know, I'm obsessed with camping and hiking and snowboarding and shit like that. So I was like,
you in the spot.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, this has got to be like heaven for anybody's doing any snowshoeing even.
For real, yes. Yeah. When I did move, when I lived in LA, I did 6 months up in Yosemite though, and I lived in this like abandoned campsite, and we did like it was like a study abroad program type deal, and so that was like what made me get into pretty much everything I love now, like my art teacher up there, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just going to school in LA, just knew I wanted to get out, and so just picked a random school and ended up choosing to go to do this study abroad in Yosemite, and I had the coolest fucking art teacher.
Oh yeah.
And so we had this abandoned campsite, so we did like a 3-day where you would just like go into Yosemite and survive by yourself. And we did like snowshoeing, snowboarding. We built like these crazy jibs over trains and shit. It was like a little like white trash paradise.
Yeah. Would you ever base jump? Are you that kind of white guy?
100%. 100%. Yeah. I've skydived. So base jumping.
I would do that. I would do that. Yeah. And then I'll do the slingshot shit.
Bungee jumping. Or what do you mean slingshot? Like
I think I do both because it's like opposite pretty much, right? Right. I think I do both. I think I just got to do it. I love roller coasters. Me and this guy were just talking about Cedar Point a second ago, so I guess it's one step, you know.
Yeah.
One step. So, you were going to school in LA, art school, like that kind of stuff.
No, just like I was going originally for business, but then I realized that I hated business.
Yeah.
And I had the coolest coolest fucking art teacher.
Yeah, and
he was like so passionate about like the history of it and the power of it, and like like maybe like I don't know, maybe this don't want to go too deep, but like maybe just like understanding, like feeling powerless when I was younger, and then understanding like, oh, you don't have to be like, because I sucked ass at football. That was like the big American thing, right?
Yeah.
And I was good at hockey, but American hockey and Canadian hockey is so different.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I was just like, I'm frankly, I was just getting beat up because I was the Canadian kid on the team, and so like all the
I thought you'd be shitting on them.
Well, I was like
skill wise,
yeah. But then they would just like beat the shit out of me.
Just check you.
Yeah. Like,
into the boards
or
and
literally
shit.
just punch me in the face.
Oh my god. Yo, you ended up in a bad spot, bro. Can you still skate and shit?
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I look like a baby deer out there. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I'm on the wall shaking and shit. It's all bad.
Oh yeah.
So okay, so you originally went out. So did you start school in LA?
Yeah, I started college in LA.
Okay, so you started college in LA for business. Pretty cool. And your art teacher was somewhat of a muse.
Perhaps, yeah.
Right? In a way, maybe on accident.
Yeah.
And then is that the point where you became Papemadethis? Where it was like
that was Consequence. Consequence is like the first iteration of me.
You go a little lower. It's on this side. Sorry, you're fine. It's just this mic's ghetto. Yeah.
How's that?
That's really good.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry. Consequence.
Yeah, Consequence was like the first iteration of me, and that was that tag was one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Yeah, and it was like very heavily graffiti based. Because I was really big into skateboarding.
Yeah. Because you're 34.
Yep.
Okay, I'm 33. So we came up pretty much around the
height of skateboarding.
Same era. Yeah. In like me and my girl even watching like And1 mixtape documentary.
Yeah.
Like shit like that, where people had to make stuff and like
for sure.
You had to buy it off the street. Like DVDs. I had to get like porn from my friend and shit.
Yeah. Remember 411? They were video magazines. And they were skateboard video magazines, and so it was like a VHS that you'd watch, and it was like just like a mixtape of skaters, and then commercials in between.
I'm sure I've seen that because I used to watch all that stuff. Yeah, and like they would like blend the music really well with it. People would, it was back then, so people weren't censoring shit like that. So they bust their fucking teeth and they just show you and shit. Yeah, like man. Running away and stuff. That's really okay. And so. All right, so you definitely got the winter sports and the skater vibe for sure, and so that's a big influence for you as well, yes.
Just that freedom.
So when you were into that, you were Consequence, and what other things led to you becoming Pape?
Maybe
or is that too broad? Should I?
No. I think like the evolution from that from Consequence to like Pape was probably when I graduated college. So I graduated from CU in Denver.
Nice.
And my thesis project was called Pursuit Denver, where like as we just talked a little bit about, like I really love Jesus, and I think there's a value in baptisms because I think that it like challenges you to stick to your word, right? Because you're saying something publicly, and I really like the 4 agreements, and one of the 4 agreements is just to be mindful of your words and only say things that you're going to do, right? So I thought that was really powerful and important in my my history of being baptized and shit like that. And so my thesis was I would go to these club let-outs. And I had a projector connected to my camera, and I would record people saying what they demanded from life, and then I would stream it onto the sides of nightclubs so that like hundreds of people would see it. Yeah. And I met one of my best friends in the world, Turner Jackson, and he did it, and he was like tickled about it, and so. We did like a music video together, and that's kind of like the beginning of like that's where we started like Welcome to the Dope Game. Yeah. Welcome to the Dope Game was like the first like me realizing that we're gonna do it for real. Yeah. And then
take it serious.
Yeah. And then we retired Welcome to the Dope Game after one of our friends got killed. And
rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah, R.I.P. Baby D, just the greatest guy in the world.
Yeah. Yep.
And at that juncture, we kind of like, we all started doing our own thing, and so Papemadethis was my little jig.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Now, that's a lot. Now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. It's not like that. It's just that's a lot to digest, because usually when I get the story, they're just like, oh, like my name was already bought out, so I was like, this one's cool, or, I used to get whatever in the street, and this is my name.
Sure, fair.
And okay, well that's great. So then at first was your first love videography, or
No.
were you in your consequence where was it actual skating?
Yeah,
was it
skateboarding.
making
I was doing
music, or-
graffiti too.
And graffiti.
Yeah, one of my
So graffiti's first, pretty much.
skateboarding first.
Skateboarding first.
Snowboarding, wakeboarding. I was really into those. And my roommate was like the number one wakeboarder in Colorado, and so we would just
Nice.
bang around together and just do board sports. But we
Yeah.
were also just like, then you come home and you drink 40s and you go do graffiti, right? And he was fucking incredible. He wrote Isaac, and he would just do these beautiful burners. And I would just do like little dickhead shit in the corner because I suck ass at drawing and all that kind of thing. Yeah.
Paper's here.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're better than me, bro.
No, I am not. I assure you that. That's why I started making videos.
So burners is used for a big ass piece, right? Like
I believe that to be true. Yeah,
that's what it sounds like. But the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope no graffiti guys are like, hey, you asshole. That's not what it's called.
They change it all the time. There's a lot of graffiti out in Cleveland here, and I live in Rhino, so there's a lot of murals.
Oh, yeah,
it's pretty nice and
for
stuff.
sure. Yeah.
So I consider skateboarding a sport.
Certainly.
So we're gonna keep the sport. And obviously, a sport can be an art too if you want to do that.
1,000,000%. Yeah.
No, definitely not going to argue against that.
1,000,000%.
But we'll say that graffiti has started, and you're like, I'm kind of ass at this.
Mm-hmm.
So then, did you pick up a camera after that?
No.
Or did you?
I only picked up the camera for my thesis because my degree was my degree is in fine arts, and
Nice.
my bad.
It's
And
okay.
and so I was doing like mostly web-based stuff, web development and shit like that. But when I was, because my website was like the main bucket of my thesis, because you'd go to the website and you would leave your demand from life in there, and then I basically built kind of like Facebook groups before Facebook groups was a thing.
Okay.
And it would be for people that were passionate about what they were doing, and they could exchange, encouragement, keep each other accountable, etc., etc. But then when I wanted to do, I've always believed that like the web is cool, but real life is cooler, and so I was like, I've got to figure out a way to take my website to the streets, and that's when I grabbed the camera and was like, let's do these digital baptisms of people saying what they demand from life. And
All right.
so then
Yeah, which is a cool. I like that.
Thank you.
I'm spiritual, man.
Yeah.
My girls, both of her parents are pastors.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
My mom was a pastor.
From the spring,
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
I'm
from the
prayed up.
Springs.
I'm prayed up, bro. Got God on my side.
Yep. I love it.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. That's dope. So then when I met Turner during that, doing those digital baptisms, he was like, "Oh, you got a camera? Do you want to?
Yeah.
Would you make a music video for me?" I was like, fuck it. I'm
Sure.
just finished college. I'm getting into the summer. I don't know what to do with myself, so let's just do one. And we just did one, and it was a blast. And I put it out on Twitter, and then Gucci Man's team hit me up.
Oh, nice.
And then,
like 1017? What was it, Brick Squad?
Brick Squad,
back
bro.
in the day?
1017. Yep, that was Gucci Man before
Mixtape era.
pre-prison. Yeah, this was trap back Gucci Man.
Yeah, man. Fat Gucci Man.
Yep. He was scary as fuck.
Yeah, he was terrifying.
Yeah.
He was. I think people forget how hot he was for like 5 years, though. That's a long time for rap.
Oh, yeah. He would.
Sorry, that's awesome. They hit you up. What were they talking about?
So they said, so it's only, I only did that video with Turner, and it was with like a little like flip cam thing.
Yeah.
And I tweeted it out. They had hit me up because this was still early in Twitter, right? Mm-hmm. So you can still talk to famous people all the time.
You still kind of can.
Still kind of can, totally, yeah. And they DM'd me and it was like, "Can you get to Atlanta tomorrow?" And I like it was like, this is another reason why like I do believe in, you can call it whatever you want, universe, God, a higher power, whatever, just like, but there's some things that I feel like when you pull on that string in the universe, it puts you in the places where you need to be, and then all you gotta do is execute, and then once you do that, then you just get the next challenge, and
straight up.
So by the grace of God and all that cool stuff, literally a couple months prior, because they didn't offer any money. They weren't going to pay flights. They weren't going to pay hotel. Nothing. They were just like, "Do you want to come to Atlanta?
But you can do this with us if you want."
Yeah, and I was like, at the time, Gucci Mane was my favorite rapper.
Yeah.
And so a couple months prior, we had flown back home for Christmas, back to the East. And our flight got delayed, and so they gave us vouchers for a flight. So I had a $500 voucher.
Right.
So that covered my trip to Atlanta. So
shit!
Oh, this is beautiful. So. I bought my flight, and I fucking hopped on this plane to go meet Gucci Mane. Land in Atlanta. I get picked up by this dude named Stickman. Shout out to Stickman.
Yeah, shout out to Stickman. I don't know Stickman.
I hope he's doing well. I haven't talked to him probably since the video shoot, but he seemed like he was living.
Yeah.
And he picks me up in this like old gold Camry. Fucking takes me to the hood, and we're just like farting around. Figs, shout out to Figs. He's like the guy that pretty much got me in the game. Gives me this Canon 5D, and I remember pulling out my phone to be like, I gotta Google how to turn this motherfucker on and press record. I was like, I don't even know where the record button is, but we fucking did it. We shot North Pole in 45 minutes at this trap house and in like East Atlanta. And they were so psyched that Figs and I were such fast workers that they were like, let's go do another one. So we go to Patchworks with Iconic Studio, and we go shoot Quiet. And then he's like, cool. He's like packing up his like stacks of money in his fucking Gucci bag. He's like, all right, man, I'll see you later. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna stay, man.
Yeah.
So Stickman drives me back to the trap house that we fucking shoot the video at.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is me.
Yeah.
And I just end up sleeping on the floor in the front room of the trap house while people are coming. There's a working trap house, and people are coming in and out. And I'm just sleeping with my little camera underneath my head, holding my little laptop. And I'll wake up the next day, catch a bus back to the airport, and get the fuck out of there.
Damn.
And
cool story.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I've got a lot of good Atlanta stories.
Yeah.
After that, they kind of were like, this one guy can bang. And I went out to Atlanta Gang. I've done a lot of videos with Gucci Mane and Juicy J and a lot of the like.
Did they start paying you at least? After that, or figuring it out?
No, it took 3 trips to Atlanta before I got paid.
Oh, really?
Yep.
This rap shit's so annoying.
Yeah.
Sometimes, bro.
At least the second time though, they gave me flights and a place to stay.
Yeah, at least that. Like, at least pay for my shit, dude.
Yeah, I was trying not to sound like a bitch, but I was like, that was so scary, guys.
Man, everyone's scared of that shit, dude. Unless you're a monster and you're already in it.
Yeah, but like a goofy looking white guy walking around with like his long hair. It's like, yeah. And then,
did you have your tats at that point?
Maybe just
some of them.
Probably just my abrasive Welcome to the Dope Game one, but I wasn't. Yeah. I didn't have my sleeves or anything like that.
You weren't more blasted and shit.
Yeah. Which
That's
I don't even know if
cool.
that gives you street cred. Do you think?
Street cred?
Or do you think like it makes you into? Well, I always wonder that. Like, do I look scary with tattoos?
I don't know. You know what? I think that might be intimidating for some people.
Yeah.
For real. I don't think it gives you more street cred.
No.
I don't know. I'm not like.
Any yet.
Yeah. I mean, I had a strive for mine, but I'm not really like from that. I just like play around, you know.
Fair. Yeah,
so
same.
it's like, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's more like what you do, like you said. If you say something and actually do it, you know?
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to, since we're right there, so you said Juicy J, the Gucci Mane, usually I got people that are so underground, they would never even be able to name drop like this. Is there anyone else like that you work with that you want to like tell me about? You don't have to tell me the whole story, but like, you know, like for your resume, like,
sure.
That's pretty big already, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I had a really good run when all the big names were probably in my all my biggest names were probably earlier in my career because I was just you're just like when you don't then all the big names don't pay if you. Well, let me just back up.
Right,
I guess.
right.
Because
No, I think my audience understands a little bit.
Era. You know, that was during the Dat Piff era too. Because
Yep.
I did almost every video off Blue Dream and Lean.
Oh, Blue Dream and Lean, that shit was
Yeah,
hard.
remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
There you
and
go.
that was in LA with Juicy when Wiz Khalifa was recording Taylor Alderice.
Alright.
We just worked with like all the Taylor gang.
That shit had the
Everybody wave.
And
And
then,
my double cup. I'll be fucked up.
yeah,
I'll
and
be
then
fucked up.
something with my old bitch got a new one that
Yeah.
was on there too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Very cool.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I got
keep
some.
going, sorry, keep going.
I got some vapes for Juicy J. This is one of my proudest stories. It's probably not that PC, but
It's not my show. It's the low road. So it's going low. Trying to be honest here.
yeah, no. I had previously living in LA. I had met some ladies, and so when we flew out, or I was out in LA with Juicy J for probably a couple weeks doing all those videos for the Blue Dream and Lean. And one night he had picked up some Ferraris to shoot a video, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Man, I need some bitches, bro. I need some bitches." And then he's
Get
like,
some
I'm
bitches, man.
not getting any right now. I'm
Need
not
some
getting
bitches,
any.
man.
And we're just sitting in the back of this Rolls Royce. We had the coolest Russian driver that would just like Juicy J and this guy picked me up in their Rolls Royce with this like dragon bomb. He was like the coolest guy though. Anything he would need, he'd always have it. And we were just sitting in the back seat smoking, and he's like, "I gotta get some bitches, bro." And I'm like, let me do a Hail Mary. I was like, I remember some girls from before, and they ended up coming through. And he's like, "Man, Pate, you're my N-word."
Yeah.
And I was like, GCJ's N-word. That is fucking
Thank you.
cool.
Appreciate that, sir.
I was like, can I get that in writing?
Tell me, email me that, bro. That's so cool, man.
Yes. So it's fun adventures.
So, do you think now that you're, do you think you like one more than the other? I'm gonna pin photography versus videography. Do you think you might prefer, if you had to pick gun to your
Video,
head,
for sure, all day.
ATL Trap House, gun to your head, you're picking what?
Video all day.
Yeah.
100%.
And why would you say that? What do you think? Some reasons.
I'm better at it. I think
that.
they're two vastly different art forms once you get into the weeds of it.
Yes.
And
for sure.
I'm a fairly personable person.
Yeah.
And I'm good at I fancy myself good at breaking down people's walls pretty quickly in order to get like their actual feeling, and I feel like that comes across
Like
better
you're
for
good
me in
at
video.
understanding someone's vision if they can try to explain it to you, type shit.
No, not so much. Well, that yes, but I think like sort of my magical power is like being well versed with so many different types of people, and just having so many experiences in my life that I can understand
You could
like
read
a
the
person's
room.
being. Yeah, read the room. Yeah, totally. And do the. I'm kind of like a chameleon in which I'm always authentically myself, but I can just wiggle in the right places. You know what I mean?
I know
it's
what you
just
mean.
like, and that makes people feel comfortable, and then that in turn gives me a really cool story. That's why like all my music videos are more like docu-style as opposed to like a highly produced. Even on my big highly produced ones, there's still that like kind of raw emotion that connects between whoever's on camera and myself.
Yes.
Or the viewer.
And speaking of that, this guy's, I went down your whole. So the thing is, with you, I was able to procrastinate with doing my notes because you have so much shit. I could just literally just look at your stuff and just be like, write it down and just ask you about it. But this guy's worked with so many people. I have more local acts like Fly Groove or Black Prez or Real Escrow and A-Stacks and AP.
Yeah.
And a lot of, I didn't know who Cruz the Junebug was. Or,
I love him.
Or that dude Spellbinder Spelly.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Spellbinder.
So that shit was cool.
That's the big
I
homie.
really like I think that's the wait, hold on. What's the catfish dude?
Oh, Outlaw.
Is that Outlaw? Oh, yeah,
Yep,
Outlaw. I
yep.
saw that. Yeah, I'm about to.
He's low-key very famous.
Dude,
he's
oh,
not
really?
low-key, he's very famous.
Oh, really?
And he
Okay,
lives
I'm about
in
to
Parker.
interview him next for real. I was like,
yeah,
hey, I'm
reach
gonna try
out.
to find him. I was like, dude, I'm like, this song is hilarious,
Oh, he's
bro.
the
And it
best,
was like
dude.
actually kind of a good song,
Yeah.
well written, you know.
Yeah, no, he knows what he's doing. He's younger than I, and he has an empire, bro. He's so brilliant.
You figured it out.
Yeah. He's got his own dip. He's got his own clothing line from cowboy boots to belt buckles.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's the shit.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Good
shout
for
out
him.
Outlaw. I love you,
Yeah,
Jared.
man. And that's a good. I like that you say that because I think a lot of people, especially because I'm mostly immersed within the rap and hip hop lane.
Sure.
I think a lot of people, they go on Say Cheese or the Rumor Report or these 70 outlets that are forced down people's throats, and they think that they have to do these certain things to get that kind of fame. Because they see those people all the time, and those people aren't even, they're fucking broke and they're drugged out. Like, not that I haven't been drugged out in my life, but they're not coming back.
Sure.
They're not getting the money back at least. You know what I'm saying? There's a
Totally.
difference between partying, doing nothing, and partying, getting it.
100%.
And when you have guys like that, I'm like, these are the dudes that you think are nobodies, but are getting money and they have fans and they're making people happy and stuff like that.
Yeah, and they have peace.
And they have peace, and you're so enamored with the fake shit that's so it's good to hear that. It's good to hear that.
No, that's the topic of something that I'm working on right now that I'm really excited about. I think I'm glad that you said that.
So I like to hear that shit. I have to apologize though.
Why?
Because I didn't use your booking.
Oh my!
I didn't use your book on your link tree.
Oh man!
Oh my god, I'm so unprofessional. Jesus.
DMs
What's
are
wrong
sexier.
with me?
DMs are sexier.
What's wrong with me? I'm so unprofessional. Do you currently play any instruments?
No.
No.
I
just
really want to play the
video cameras.
ukulele.
The ukulele.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel you though.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really beautiful instrument.
You can learn that shit kind of quick too.
I feel like
it was like 4 strings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that shit real quick.
I can see myself.
So
being on the beach.
So let's get into. So I went on your shit and I saw a 2022 Colorado top videographers list. Did you make that or did someone else make that?
I did not make that. No.
Who made that? Do you know? Do you remember?
Mile High Minute.
Oh, Brendan made that.
Yep.
Yeah, he knows how to do the list.
He
Okay.
loves a list. He loves a good list.
Yeah, the list will get people mad for
I was
sure.
gonna say, you won't see me making a list any day.
Yeah, you don't seem like a listy guy.
No.
So you made number 6, right?
I think it was number
6
2.
out of 10. Well, the one I saw
Oh.
was 6 out of 10.
Okay. Oh, cool.
So I think it's pretty good.
I'll take that.
Is that okay?
I'll take that.
You okay with that? Because you can tell that's my boys. You can tell them, man.
No, that's
You're like, fuck you. I should have been 4 at least.
I mean, in my opinion, I will always be number 1 if because it's like, if I don't love my shit the most, then why the fuck? Why the fuck am I doing it? You know what I mean?
Okay, but you're
honored.
okay with being 6. They do it. He does it every like 6 months probably. Or
I must have missed that one.
Yeah.
At this juncture, I am so much older than anyone else that is doing it.
Yeah, Brendan's like 23, I think.
Pardon me?
I think Brendan said that's like 23, I think.
Yeah, so it's like, for me to even like be anything other than gracious of being mentioned would be ridiculous. That's kind of how I feel. So it's like, just be thankful that even these youngsters are even know who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why and it's crazy. Somebody 8 years younger than you is a youngster, Like,
totally, yeah.
And this within the rap game is fucking weird.
Yeah, but I mean,
I want to destroy it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, no, I mean, even in life, 8 years is huge. Sorry, in life, 8 years is huge. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I remember, were you living here for Cold Crush? Did you live here when Cold Crush was around?
I could have, but I don't know what Cold Crush is.
Kind of like a pillar of our community in the hip hop industry in
wait.
Colorado.
Oh, give me hip. What's going on? Cold Crush.
Cold Crush was like the best hip hop bar in Denver. It was on the corner of 27th and Larimer.
Okay.
And it got shut down because
someone got shot.
mostly because Denver doesn't like black clubs. I would say that strongly, and certainly bad things happen, but it's also like certainly it's the east side, right? So it's like, hey, that kind of comes with territory, especially at that time, right? Because it was because now it's kind of just like Lodo 2, right? Like,
yes.
In my opinion,
appreciate your sensitivity. I don't like black clubs either, only because of the shit that happens at 2 a.m.
You know,
everything before that is epic,
fucking lovely, and what everyone wants to go be a part of, wants to go join, wants to be, you know, and it's just disgusting in my opinion, just to see
lack of
like
patience.
and just to see like the white community kind of want to have their cake and eat it too, right? Where they're like, I want to go to this, but I also don't want any other ancillary parts of that. I just want the booty shaking.
The thing I like about it.
It's like, so it's like, man, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
You know, that's like,
yes.
You know, it's like, that's shit.
Yeah, you're being a hypocrite.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And also, it's like, if you don't like it, then fix it. Don't fucking tattle. That's, you know what I mean?
Or
like,
just
get up in there,
away, bro.
Or like, you know, like Brian was doing a really good job of like providing security and working on that, you know, and like that's a problem that takes time.
Yeah,
and that's something that you can't just be like, oh, next week there won't be any, you know, Crips in the building, you know. That's just like not how it works. You have to. Conversations have to be had. Things have to change. You know, it's like that's not a next week problem.
Like that.
Yeah, but that was a very foundational place for Welcome to the Dope Game, and in my opinion, we kind of the Dope Game team and Cold Crush really made that corner crack. Other than also the goodness, but the goodness was more like backpack hip hoppers, whereas it's like more like PC kind of you know, they want to drink wine and shit. We're out here.
Well, that's cool, you know, that's cool, whatever, you know. But I can see what you're talking about.
When you're in your 20s, you're like, I don't want to fucking do that shit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to like
to fight and shit, bro.
I'm trying to grab my butts, bro, and trying to drink whiskey, bro. You know what I mean? And so
I like that, dude.
And so
what was that called again?
Cold Crush.
Cold Crush. Okay.
Yeah. So the reason I brought it up was I just remember, you know, I had a lot of big homies there, and they were in their 30s when I was in my 20s, and I just remember talking to them about all this shit, and they did all the shit that they put me on game, and now I'm in my 30s, and I'm like, man, they must have thought I was a fucking idiot, dude. Like, so different from 27 to 35, you know?
Oh, man.
So
like it happened in a year, dude.
Yeah.
Especially when you really mature and you hit different points in your life, because that only takes a moment, right?
Totally, yeah.
Obviously, there's stuff before that.
Sure.
But it takes a moment. That was a second, right? Mm-hmm. To change your whole, you know? So it's... So I really enjoyed that you had other videos, right? Like I said. That was mine. Sorry, I drink fast. I drink fast. I like to smack me in the face.
I love it.
And from Ohio, man. You know, Alcoholics Anonymous was made in Akron, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? That's what you. Not everybody drinks, but that's what you do in Ohio. Bro. It's rent's cheap. The weather's kind of shitty, so you just drink, bro. I know my Canadian guys love their whiskey and shit. My fucking boss is Canadian right now, and this dude. He's a drunk, you know. He's a fucking drunk, dude. He's a drunk, but he runs his business well. He's a very nice guy. But he loves to drink, and he always gets me fucked up too. I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, you guys are great. It was really fun watching hockey with him too, and talking to his buddies because they're like super intense about it.
Oh yeah.
So I really like that you did the video, and I know this is you taking jobs, but you choose what jobs you take, right?
Certainly.
So I have to give you some kind of credit for at least choosing. It's like when I listen to my favorite rapper or hip hop artist, and the ability they have to choose beats. It's like that. I'm like, wow, you chose that. Like, you're good at that. Like, people don't really respect that as much as they should. Same thing with like, you know, if you go on DJ Vlad and stuff, I remember they had a big argument about how Eminem was the worst beat picker of all time, which I almost agree with. Cause I could pick a couple other guys, but as far as how big he is, yes, because I'm like, yeah, some of these beats are really goofy, you know, that I didn't really feel. And I like punk music and I like metal and stuff like that. It's like, I don't like this, what you're doing, really, but I love your rhymes. And so I feel like it all intertwines. But so I really like that you did the mental health PCA and then you video, right? Did you had like the first link on your thing, and it was funny too, right? Yeah. So when you get something like that, how does that make you feel? Like when someone offers you, like, hey, so how did that come about? I'm sorry, like how did that whole thing come about? Just that video right there with the like the OSHA guys and the dude stabbed himself, and people were like, just quit crying about it, pretty much, like very American, like
totally.
Yeah. How did that come about?
So I mean, like I run a production company with my business partner Jason Coates, who's like the greatest person to ever grace this earth. I love you, Jason. So we do a bunch of stuff other than music videos. Papemadethis is just like my little like creative outlet. Yeah. And then Collective Culture is like my money maker. Yes. And so I do like a yearly business owners retreat. Okay. And one of the guys needed a commercial done for the doctor's office that they were it's like a therapist or whatever, and so they offered us like this concept or whatever, and so we got to writing with this dude Andy Jewett, who's an absolute Denver legend. Comedic genius, producer extraordinaire, just an all-around incredible guy. And he hopped on the project with us to help write and like co-direct with me, and so that's kind of how that came about. But he's one of the guys.
So he hit you up like, hey, I need someone to film this PCA. Spots. Okay.
PSA.
Yeah, PSA. What is it? PCA? Oh, PCA. Oh my god. What the fuck? Very cool.
Yeah.
Let me get that.
So. I like to do more of those. That's like my dream jobs are those projects, because they're like, I really like editing funny spots. I think. I'm pretty. Yeah.
What are some things that like you try to emulate from editing, like breaking like what's it called, the third or fourth wall? What do they call that with like the Office type shit?
Sure, yeah.
Do you think that's like funny or like? Oh,
certainly.
What are some things like? Because I'll watch movies sometimes and I'm like, man, like. I feel like most people are not like, people are like, oh, the acting, or like, oh, the babe's hot, or oh, the gun scenes, the action scenes, or something. But I'm more into like, oh, look at that choreography, or oh, look how they like, they pan to that person's face at that time and shit. I get really into that.
Totally. Is there any timing of all the things?
Yeah, it's like that comedy. It's all about timing, right? Yeah. And is there any like movies that like get you like pumped up while we're in the
I'm not much
name
of a movie guy, but
or a show or film.
Do you ever watch Channel 5?
Yes.
I think that's
my girl loves Channel 5.
I think to me that's like the funniest.
It is
brilliant, thoughtful. It's like
The Onion.
It's like exactly. It's like,
in a way.
100%. That's a great comparison. Yeah. But I think I just love his approach to it all, and like how it incorporates like intelligence. Yes. Both with your brain, but emotional intelligence, and like challenging people's ideas while being fucking hilarious. Yeah. I think that's like the ultimate to me.
They've been making people look so dumb, bro. Sometimes I'm like, I would not. If I seen that guy, I'm like, nah, man. I don't want to be on this.
Okay, be cool.
I know you're about to fucking fuck me up, man. Even if it's only 30 seconds.
Yeah, for real.
And then you had the whole special on PBS 12 with your Collective Culture, right?
Yeah.
Which you said is your moneymaker. Can you tell me more about Collective Culture?
Yeah.
Is it like a group of like you and some niggas?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah,
banging around.
Oh yeah, please tell me more about that.
Yeah.
Please.
That's like it's me. It's me and Jason, and then of course. We bring on Faal Ali is like one of our biggest partners, Scott Colby. Nice. And those are like our main guys. Ben, LJ Fresh for a little bit, but he
LJ
just
Fresh.
went to Phoenix. Love you, LJ.
Yeah, he's not far though.
Right? Yeah, no, but just like that was like our team that we could like count on to be there for the big productions.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so we pretty much do like like work, do like they just shot a spot for Land Rover, CVS, more like corporate commercial spots,
Yes.
stuff like that. So
Very cool.
yeah, just like higher end stuff. Because like music videos, there's no budget for a crew in Colorado, and I work in Atlanta.
So what do you mean? Wait. What do you mean by there's no budget for a crew? Like there's not like a set.
There's no money to pay anyone else, but like if I'm shooting a music video, probably the max budget here is probably like $5,000.
$5,000?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so like that like pays for like a small crew, but on average.
What's a small crew? Like 4 people?
Yeah, probably like $5,000. Like a a budget for that music video is like you have like a lighting.
Lighting, yep.
Jason produces, myself running camera, and then probably like a PA.
Okay.
So it's 4 people probably, but 9 times out of 10.
And PA is what?
Just like a personal assistant, just like someone that like moves lights and
Oh yeah, I got you.
bags and
Yeah,
does
get
all that
shit going.
Yeah, because you
Helper.
got to shoot a music video pretty quick.
Yeah.
That window is super small. But 9 times out of 10, I'm working with like $2,000 budgets, and
Okay.
so and so that's like $2,000 buys like a day with me and then an edit,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so I can't really afford.
So if I was gonna shoot, if I was gonna shoot a video with you, the lowest I could get is like $2,000, pretty much.
Probably, yeah. But I'm actually not shooting any more music videos. I'm turning it off in August.
To
Breaking news here.
Yeah, I was just saying. Why is that?
I'm gonna shoot a movie. I'm shooting a movie.
Oh, you got to turn off so you can focus on this.
Yes. Yep.
Hey.
Yeah. I'm really excited.
Oh, wait, what?
Breaking news today.
Hold on, I mean,
I just found out today.
I crossed most of this stuff out. Most of this stuff is about beef and drugs, mostly.
And drugs?
Which I usually get to the crazy shit at the end real quick.
Yeah.
But let's get to that though. So is this the first time? Because I know you've done worked on like film festival shit, right?
Well, yeah, a lot of my
this is
music
not
videos have been in film festivals.
Yes, and I could see that. I could see how you could take any of these videos and you could put different music over it, right? So this is definitely not the first time you've done something like that, but this is the first time you've done something at this scale, like no.
No, I've
Okay.
I did a movie in the Dominican for like a month, but I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't my movie. This next endeavor is mine, or Jason and I's movie.
Yeah, this is your company's movie.
Yeah.
What's it about? Whatever you can tell us, obviously without like spoiling too much.
I want to keep that a secret.
Oh, really? Is it okay?
But it will be.
What can you give me? What can you give me?
It will be.
So we're not gonna talk about the plot.
It's a documentary.
Okay.
It'll be a documentary, and it's. Dang. Maybe I overspoke. It's a documentary, and it's a documentary, and the intention is to be inspiring to people like me, and the target audience will be the generation right after me.
Yeah.
And so I hope it will give them tools to do exactly what they want.
All right.
I think, is that enough?
Yeah, that's more than enough, right?
I forgot that was like the only.
So you're gonna shut it down so you can work on that. How long do you think that's gonna take you? Like half a year, maybe?
Yeah, we're giving myself 6 months. So September. We start September 1, and we'll wrap in February, ideally. Because
so if it's documentary style, do you need actors, or you're just gonna do it raw, pretty much? Ask people like, hey, can you just tell me what's going on? Like,
well, we have characters, if you will.
Yeah.
So we have some leads, and
did you fill all the positions?
You looking to get a job?
Oh, I'm a great actor, buddy. Great actor. I'll show you some shit I did if you want. Yeah, I'll send you the links. You know?
All right, yeah, put me on game. This one particularly won't have any actors,
Okay.
but just because I want it to be like I was speaking about earlier about just like my little, I guess like superpower of just like being able to bring out like the raw experiences of folks, and Jason is an incredible interviewer as well, so I think between he and I, our characters that are in this journey, I think will carry the film.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it'll be funny.
If y'all need, extras, you know what I'm saying, actors, I do it. I'm straight method, bro. I get in there. That's super cool. I can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah, I hope that it comes out really well. It's like
I'm sure it will.
We've been doing Collector Culture. We've been doing for 10 years, and it's like been really good. And we just need to shake shit up. So it's just like, just a fun way to shake shit up.
Straight facts. I gotta. I was gonna go live for a second. I don't care about that shit. All right. So, damn, we nailed who you are at this point and what you got coming out.
Yeah, I think I love the Colorado music scene so fucking much, and I hope that shows. I guess is like
definitely shows.
It comes back, comes back to like backing up your words, and I hope that my actions show that I love those people.
Definitely does. Can you drop the tags you can just freestyle or just name off the top of your head where people can follow you? Because people gotta follow.
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, at Papemadethis, and then collectedculture.com.
There's a culture, you.
Yep, that's it. That's
And that's easy.
Find me in the streets.
Yeah, and there'll be a whole bunch of links.
Yeah, I got big hugs. Reality's way better.
And yeah, that's the LowRoad then. We just end it there, yo.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Patrick, you're the shit, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Are you kidding me, bro?